Hello everyone. I've just finished watching Prisoners of the Ghostland starring Nicolas Cage, and I just wanted to give my initial thoughts. I've literally just finished it. So this is off the top of the dome. And I think the film has quite in your face symbolism and meaning, and a clear message that hopefully, well, not necessarily hopefully, you can take what you want from the film, but what I got from it was a message of the film is dressed up in with this whole dressed up sort of spectacularly with this Asian aesthetic and culture. But what's quite what's quite interesting is that it also includes a vast amount of races and colors of people and cultures and all different kinds of people, which was pretty cool to see. It's quite different, and that was my initial spark of interest. Like, what's going on here? You don't usually see the all these different cultures together. What's the world like here? What's the world building? And um, I think it talks on capitalism and society and the world a lot of us live in today in all different countries and sides of the world and in all like few different aspects. And you know, uh, there's like different groups and communities in the film, right? And first of all, you have the group that sort of conforms to the rat race and nine to fives, and they live directly under the thumb of the hierarchy of the powers that be, those in charge, and they're dressed up in a way that they're happily enough, like because they have homes and they're in a great community with money, and everything seems okay from the outside. But in fact, I think they're the people most suffering, as you'll see in the film. And another group is the group that sort of set aside from those that work directly under the thumb and don't follow the rules. They're on the poverty line. They're poverty stricken, and they're down on their luck. And they realize that that's not their place. The nine to fives and the rat race is not their place. They're struggling to get by, but they're rejected. They're shunned. They're vermin to the powers that be. But they're also um, they find a figure that's intelligent and sophisticated, and they sort of look to that as a person that should be respected and important, and they follow their guidance whilst they're navigating hand to mouth living. And you've also got the group that follow the hierarchy, and they as necessarily like a right hand man or woman, and they listen to all the rules. They actually directly work for these people. They follow their regime, and they act out on the hierarchy's command, whether that be evil doing or whatever. But in fact, they know it's wrong in their heads, but they have a goal in mind. They have an intent and purpose, to which they do these things for the hierarchy because they see an end goal, whether that be for someone else or something on the other side for them. This whole film is about, like, time, being frozen in time, being a prisoner to the rat race, but even to our thoughts of the lifestyles that we live. Like the rich and famous, do we aspire to be that, or are we down on our luck because we haven't got those riches, or that sort of thing. And there's also the group, you know, well, most importantly for the film, like the hero, the cataclysm, the spark that drives all these people to come together to rebel and to say no, this is not what we signed up for when we came into this life. This is just society's, a societal sort of mantelpiece, a clockwork that we have to sort of run around. And in that, in that little hero arc, you have like the criminal, the evildoers, the ones who have committed sins in our eyes, in the way of in our way of thinking. And every one of these groups have to come together to challenge what we have been taught from birth in these cultures. And everyone has to come together and do the fairy tale fight, and let's defeat the tyranny and take back freedom. And that's when um, in the movie's words, like the clock can. It's funny because the clock you're frozen in time. There was symbolism with these dolls where you're frozen to what you know, to what you've only known your whole life. But yet, once you do rebel, uh, time doesn't necessarily start, because it was always going. You have one life, so it's always ticking. Yet when you rebel and you are free from your restraints, from your chains of being chastised and being told or and being told that you have to abide by something, or you have to become something, to set yourself free. The clock doesn't necessarily start. It blows up the whole. It's not necessarily about that. We have one life. The clock's always ticking, and it's only when you're set free that you can sort of live your life, uh, and be content. So overall, yeah, it's a Nicolas Cage film. So that it's quite humorful in moments, and Nicolas Cage does bring that air of sort of goofiness kind of sometimes. There's some jokes in there, quite quite funny moments that I did sort of like do a shock laugh to, which were pretty cool. But and there were fight scenes and all the sort of imagery is really nice imagery. On the budget that I suspect they were on with not necessarily high Hollywood budgets. It all meant something, and there was passion inside there. And like I've just been going on for minutes, there's a message to sort of take from it. I'm not sure that my initial reaction is all that true or important, but that's just what I took from it, and it was a pretty cool film. Take from my review or thoughts, in fact, of what you will, and check it out for yourself. That's all I'll really speak on it. I don't really want to do a review of the film. I just wanted to get that out there, what I thought of what the filmmakers' intent were in making it. Thank you for watching.